Diana Hart from Poplar Village Gardens, and we are here at the golden hour this evening to share a little bit about what we are doing this fall to make sure that we have one more harvest before the season ends. I'm standing in front of the goldenrod, and it is in full bloom along with a couple of other plants that are really important food for pollinators at this time of year when they are busy storing up for winter to make sure that they have enough to get through the season. I'm standing here with one of our keyhole beds, and we have had, so far, we have planted 2 crops. We've been struggling a little bit. I think that these beds being new, there is a lot of drainage, and it's been very difficult to keep these watered properly in order to get a good harvest. But we have gotten some things out of this bed, and what we're doing for this part of the season is we are planting peas. We are planting peas in this bed and the other keyhole beds, and there are a couple of other beds that we are also planting peas in. Those are a cold weather crop, and if for some reason they flower at a time when the pollinators are not available, the pea shoots will also be edible. So we will have a crop one way or the other. One of the really great things about not mowing your yard is you find out what exactly will grow. This particular plant is one of those plants, and I've been working and trying really hard to make sure that I identify this properly. I believe what we have here is the tall boneset. The flowers are very odd looking, but you can see that the pollinators are all over it, so it's another important food source for the pollinators at this time of year. It does have a poisonous look-alike, so when you are identifying and wanting to consume medicinal plants, you need to be absolutely certain that what you are consuming is correctly identified, because it could make you sick or worse. One of the things that we like to do is in the fall we like to work on a little bit of infrastructure if we have an opportunity. And I'm standing here where we have 2 new raised beds that we've been working on. One of them actually has a cold frame on top. That is a method of season extension. So if you see here, your bed will be inside here. So you can, if you want to, you can leave the doors open and you can grow inside here. This bed has not been filled yet, but we are preparing to do that. Now, once you have it in there, and if you have frost coming or whatever, you can close this door. That will protect your crops. If you want to make sure it doesn't get too hot, it's even got it set up so that you can lift it up a little bit so that the plants get the benefit of the sun and the heat, but can still get a little bit of air circulation. We also have a cold frame that's installed in our elevated planter in the playground, and that's an area where the kids can be involved and see on a daily basis what's going on in the garden there. One of the things that we like to do in the spring and in the fall out here in the guilds is to take some seed for things that we know will grow well out here and just scatter it freely. I have already scattered in this guild some mustard green seeds. Those will be able to come to maturity and be able to produce a crop by the end of the season. The other things we like to put out here are beets and carrots and kale, radishes. Radishes have a short growing season, so you can grow them early in the spring and you can grow them late in the fall, and you will still have something to eat. One of the things that we're kind of hoping for is to have just a little bit of harvest from our fig trees. This area is a little bit on the cold side for figs. These are hardy figs that we have been growing. This is like the 3rd year for these, and we're still trying to find the right way to keep them safe and protected for the winter. But we do have figs on this tree, and we are hoping that some of these that are lower down, that are a little bit larger, might have an opportunity to mature before the tree loses its leaves. One of the things that I would like to be able to do is I'd like to be able to be responsive and provide information or material that is interesting or will answer questions for you. So I am putting it out there into YouTube world that if you want to ask me a question about Poplar Village Gardens, most certainly you can ask a question. If there is subject matter that you would like for me to speak about, I would also be interested in hearing about that from you. Other than that, I wish you all a very good evening and happy fall.